This video is not suitable for audiences under 13 years of age.
Play. Double kill. Triple kill. Rampage. Godlike.
Hello everyone, Mixfant Gaming here. Welcome to my channel. Today we're taking a look at some more test server action. This weekend's test server is still looking at more of a rebalance to many of the weapons and the bots. I had one to come in here because I had read something that they were also supposed to be including a drone rebalance rework. But as you can see, there's no drones in the test server. I just checked right now, and the drone rebalance is not mentioned in the description of the test server anymore. I'm relatively certain I saw it there initially, but it's not there any longer. So looks like if they had planned to put in the drones for the test server, they took it out. More likely they just made a mistake and put in the description and then realized after the fact that they weren't ready for the drones. So anyways, hopefully that'll come at a later point in time, because I'm interested to see what they're going to do with drones. Because right now I think the drones really need to be overhauled. Many people just can't get the higher end drones and the chips needed to be able to compete, and myself included. But with that being said, we're just going to hop into a game here and look at some stuff, and then I'll just stay in the hangar here and I'll go over the list of all the changes and just give you my quick opinions of them. So let's just hop into a game here and see how good or bad we do. It doesn't really matter. Not much has changed in terms of test server from last weekend when I finally got on. This weekend I had the same problem as last in trying to install the test server app, and I just kept trying and eventually just installed on its own. But with that being said, you know, it wasn't as smooth of a process as it typically is. So we're going to let's start with the Nightingale and see what its flight looks like. I'm going to go over to our home beacon here, because that's one of the things that's changed with the Nightingale is the flight speed anyways. And yeah, as you can see, it's really slow to fly. They have made it fly higher though, so you can't capture beacons, so I actually have to land to capture this beacon. Although it did look like I was capturing the beacon in the air. So did they change the flight? Hey, what? Why would you have that massive elastic? Oh crap, I reinstalled everything. I gotta change my settings here. Manually target. Yeah, I'm getting hit by just now. And lower my sensitivity a little bit more. Okay. Alright, so let's go over here. Can I hit this guy? Man, I can't keep... I'm gonna have to lower my sensitivity a thick again here. Nah, he's behind there. Alright, so let's just go back here for a second. Let's change my sensitivity just a little bit more. Okay. Let's go back. We got somebody coming in now. And well, these magnetars really do a decent amount of damage at this range. They're very accurate. Okay, can I get this guy? No, he's behind cover. Oh, geez, what did he just dashed right out there? That must be a Haitian or something, or a Strider, maybe. I can't tell from this distance. Let's try to get him. He's a, come on. Okay. That must be a shielded bot. Maybe it's a bulwark or something down there? Or a lance. I can't tell what it is. It's got a shield, whatever it is. Oh, he's getting hit hard now. I think that's a Lancelot, but okay. Well, I don't want to stand up here all matched, so that I don't know what that is over there. It is a Jaeger. Okay, so it's a Jaeger. Well, let's just go on here, and that flight is just really slow. Man, these weapons can't even take down the shield, and it was only half half full. Okay, so I'm gonna ditch this bot here, heal this guy a little bit. Okay, so let's ditch the bot. Go over here. Let's get the hawk in. Should actually use my jump module, but whatever. Okay. There's a hawk right there. So it looked like his absorption, his shield was not active during flight, which last weekend it was still somewhat active. So that's a good change. So let's see mine here. I'm going to jump, take flight, and now it's active. So even it takes a little while to activate, even after you're in your full at your apex of your flight. Ah la la. Let's try to take down this Typhon now. So yeah, it definitely does reduce damage to regular bots. But you know, this might make the things like the Fenrir's and the Falcons more viable now. 'Cause that's one of the things that really did them in, were the resistance and stuff, because of the lack of resistance because of the hawk. All right, so let's get the Demeter out here. Can I get to that guy? Aw, I need to be 500 meters range to get to him. And we got some visual artifacts now because of, I don't know, the test server just always seems to do that. And I didn't hear the Titan Slayer, darn it. I wish they would fix those visual, not visual, the audio artifacts. The lack of audio in certain situations. Grab this beacon here. Let's get a little bit of a reload going. And then I'll rush in, or not. Let's try to take this Arthur down if we can. There we go. And let's try to go on up here. Take this guy out. I don't care if he has a shield, I just want damage. Use my shield here. I'm not sure how long that Demeter's shield lasts. Let's go in and try to get him. Alright. Not bad. Let's see if we can go grab the beacon here. If there's anybody left, they might not drop in. The game... Okay, I was like, why hasn't the game stopped? Alright, so 1.3 million damage, 6 kills, 6 beacons. Not bad. They didn't have anybody... They were one man down anyways. Anyway, so let's just quickly go over the list here of changes. So the You see here the ability damage against Titans is the same for the Hawk. The robots reduced for 50%, and no reflector while the takeoff and landing for the Hawk. Both good changes. I think maybe the reflector during flight and landing might be a little bit much. Nightingale flying speed reduced quite a bit, and the repair radius has been increased. So you can heal more, but you can only fly more slowly. And the increase, there's been a flight height increased for the Nightingale to theoretically combat the ability for the Nightingale to capture beacons while in flight. I'm okay with all those. I do think, though, the flight reduction in speed is a little much. It's almost like 25% reduction in speed, and that's too much. Sometimes in Nightingale, you want to keep up with faster moving robots to heal them, and you just can't anymore. It flies too slowly. So the Scorpion has had damage resistance reduced. I don't think it really matters very much, to be perfectly honest, because when you're in your resistance mode, you teleport in, you hit, and you teleport back, and that's how most people play the Scorpion. So the fact that it has reduced reduction really won't affect too many players, except for those who play free-for-all, because a lot of time in free-for-all, you want to go in there, you want to try and steal a kill, and you usually don't teleport back. Because typically, if you teleport back in free-for-all with a Scorpion, there's going to be somebody waiting there anyways to kill you. So you usually go in with the intention of finishing the kills and staying there and then reevaluating your situation. The ability duration for the Scorpion has also been reduced. So it's no longer, it's what used to be 12 seconds, now it's 8. I think that's a little bit much. If they're going to reduce it, I think 10 would have been okay, but not all the way to 12. I mean, from 12 to 8. That's a 33% reduction in its ability duration. The Invader has an increased durability. I'm okay with that. The Nemesis, the built-in weapon damage has been increased, and there is says no horizontal aim assist. So I guess that's a little bit of a nerf to that, because I think there was a bit of an assist before. So, but again, I'm okay with that. The Nemesis isn't a meta bot, but it can be still run relatively well. The Mender has an increase of resistance when it's an ability. I'm fine with that. Again, the Mender might see a bit of a comeback now with a reduction in the, for the nerf to the Hawk. The Cerberus has had its cooldown reduced. Not very many people, at least in higher end Champion League, run a Cerberus. The Jaeger's built-in damage has been increased by 5%. Again, it's a minor change. No problems there. The Raker's ability damage has been increased 15%. I rarely see people running a Raker. Maybe in lower leagues, but most of my opinions are based off of Champion League players. The Inquisitor has had a speed increase of only 3 kilometers per hour, and its cooldown has been reduced by 2 seconds. So, again, Inquisitor's not seen in Champion League, but most of these things aren't seen in Champion League that we're going to get into, but may be useful in kind of the mid-tier, mid-game portion. The Rhino has had a speed increase of 5 kilometers. The Heishi a speed increase of 2 kilometers. Again, minor changes. That's fine. The Quarker Atomizer Nucleon, the shot interval has been increased from 0.1 seconds to 0.15 seconds. And that is actually a nerf of 50%, if you think about it in that way. So, people might say, well, going from 0.1 second to 0.15 second per shot interval, that's not a big deal. But think of it this way. Right now, in 0.3 seconds, you can do 3 shots. Now, in those 0.3 seconds, you only go do 2 shots. So it's actually, when you work it in the math, it's really like a 33% reduction in the shot intervals. And because it's a 33% reduction in shot intervals, it's a 33% reduction in damage over time. That is huge. That is a big, big nerf to something that people are now finally getting leveled up for those who didn't have maxed out accounts before. And me being one of them. I finally have 2 Atomizers and 2 Quarkers now at Mark II. They're only Mark II level 4, but at least they're in the Mark II category. The question is, do I still put resources into them? I don't know. We'll have to find out when this comes to the live server. Corona, Glory, and Halo has their effect accumulation particles per particle is 20% slower. Oh no, sorry, that's the shredder. The shredder's accumulation is 20% slower. Reload time increases by 2 seconds, so it goes from 3 seconds to 5 seconds. And damage per particle has also been reduced. So that is a huge nerf to the shredders. But the reason they do this, and I hate that they do it, but they're doing this because they want people to move over to the magnetars, which is the exact same freaking thing. It just has an extra 100 meters damage. 100 meters range, and it does a little bit more damage than the shredders after the shredder has been nerfed. Because if the shredder hadn't been nerfed, on paper, the shredder is actually a better weapon than the magnetar. The Corona Glory and Halo, the effect accumulation has been increased by 5% faster, which is alright. I don't think it'll be enough to bring Corona Glory and Halo into the meta at all. Redeemer, damage per particle increased by 7%. And although it's not really a meta weapon, their Redeemers pack a huge punch already. I really don't see why they are increasing it by 7% for the damage. Blaze and Ember, the damage per particle is 10%. Again, that's a pretty decent change. They are strong. It's just you don't see many people running them just because of the current meta. The Marquess and Hussar has damage by 10% increased, which I like. That's mainly because I do run the Marquess. I don't run the Hussar, but I do run the Marquess on my Hawk. And even after the nerf of the Hawk, I'll probably still run it because I can't afford to replace it with another bot right now. Shock Train, Zeus, they've had damage increases. Again, not enough that I think you'll see any of that in Champion League or Master League. Maybe down in maybe Gold or Expert League. The Weber has had its damage increased by 20%. And you know what? That might actually bring it into the meta on something like a Leech. Now that the Hawk is being nerfed, it won't necessarily take down regular bots, including leeches, as quickly now. And therefore, maybe 4 Webers on a leech might be very viable. And the last two we have here is the Arbalist has an increased damage of 20%. Nobody ever runs the Arbalist. It's a piece of crap weapon. It has a long range, but there's lots of other things. If anybody is considering running an Arbalist in lower leagues, there's much more better weapons you can pick to put your resources in. And finally, the Exodus has an addition of 3 extra ammo rockets. So again, just a small change. Most of these, I think, affect the lower to mid-tier gameplay. It doesn't really affect the Champion Leagues as much, other than the changes, for instance, to the Scorpion, the Nightingale, and the Hawk, and the Shredders. Beyond that, there really is not much in here I see that would affect Champion League players. Oh, and of course the Quark Atomizer Nucleons. Absolutely. But beyond that, everything else seems to be mid-tier gameplay. So anyways, those are my thoughts for the test server as it is right now. If you happen to like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing. And until next time, cause some mayhem on the field for me.